What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
and we're back at it to answer your questions in another installment of For the Greater
Wow. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you want to ask us a question, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what Ron Johnson did. He asks, what happens if Tyranids eat orcs? Would they become mushrooms that release spores? Question mark. So, could there be orc-Tyranid hybrids? The answer is not really. Yes, the Tyranids are doing this right now in the Octavia sector, where Godskullmak Ork-Thraka has landed has landed his orc or his rock fortresses, and he's battling the Tyranids, who are pretty much destroying the orcs, who have held that sector for a very, very long time. But he's back, and they're fighting, and the Tyranids are just consuming a bunch of orc biomass. And what's happening is that the creatures that the hive mind is creating are a bit like broodier, more. They're just more close combat oriented, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So there's nothing really there's no like green Tyranids. There's no goblin looking, what are those things called? Swarm thingies?
Ripper Swarm?
Yeah, Ripper Swarms. All that's happening is that they're adopting tactics, they're adopting the size, and they're implementing it into their own like gene structure, like they would anything else.
Right. So in a way, it kind of is hybridization, because they are taking those tactics and gene pool and making it into their own.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, no. Good question, though. Next question.
Dragon Punch 903. Can we get more Gene Stealer cult lore?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can look into it. Next question comes from
Dad's Strudel. Do you know Da Way?
Da Way?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Daka. That's the way.
Mm-hmm. It's on that meme with Knuckles.
Knuckles.
There's like a... I'll
from
show
the
you.
Sonic?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll show you later.
From the Sonic? Next question comes from... Or is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Shadow Butcher. He has two questions. I'm going to read the short one first. In a hyperbolical situation, if all Chaos Gods actually unite under one banner without trying to one-up each other, how would they manage their armies? It's hypothetical, right? So I think we've answered this already.
Yeah, we've touched base on it before.
Khorne would be like the main front lines. Tzeentch would be the commander. Nurgle would be the recruiter, you said, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he'd just spread his disease, his rot, and get more units.
And Slaanesh would be like the cheerleader on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Giving all the football players, I don't know. Then he has another question. How does the demon hierarchy work? Oh, we've answered that as well. And how does it go?
So it goes lesser demon, heralds, greater demon, demon princes, Primarch, demon princes.
Yes. Next question.
This one's by Michael Howell. Do you guys think that any Custodes are knowingly or unknowingly part of the Alpha Legion sleeper cells?
No.
Yeah.
Not Custodes.
No, they're pretty much OGs. They're kind of like they went through all this rigorous tests and like psychological things to make sure they won't be corrupted, to make sure they are as pure as possible in order to protect the Emperor. Because you don't want a sleeper cell guarding the Emperor, because that's, they're just gonna...
And you know what's really stupid about that whole situation with the Adeptus Astartes? Because they're coming out with their own codex and their own models and whatnot. They're the Grey Knights.
Essentially, yeah.
They're exactly, they play the same, they have the same kind of stat lines where they're a little superior than the Primaris Marines. So same thing as the Grey Knights or whatever. And then they have psychic abilities. That's stupid. Like, why did GW do that? Who asked for Adeptus Astartes or Adeptus Custodes? I want to know, because that was dumb. Anyways, next question.
Speaking of, Have any Custodes fallen to chaos or have gone rogue? I know the Grey Knights are the only Astartes that have never had anyone fall to chaos, but the Custodes aren't actually Astartes.
So as of right now, no.
No, they're, like I said before, they're all pretty much pure. They're as imperfect as imperfect can be. So they're basically what the Emperor's children try to be.
Perfect. Next question comes from Joseph Stalin. If Tusker Demon Killer is killing for eternity outside Khorne's brass citadel, and orcs grow until when they fight, how big is he? Yeah, so that's really cool. And so if you don't know, Tusk Demon Killer, he is an orc war boss that was trapped in the warp on a planet inside the Eye of Terror, and he keeps getting revived every morning by the Khorne god's will, or by Khorne's will. So he's just continuously fighting over and over and over and over again. So if he just continues to grow, well, the thing is that he dies. So when he dies and he gets reborn, I don't know if he gets reborn in the same position he was in the beginning of the day, kind of like that one Groundhog Day movie that I haven't watched, or if he like gets put back together, and he's starting the morning where he stopped, or where he like it was basically he's falling asleep and he's waking up. For the sake of your question, if he is just like going to sleep, waking up, or dying and then reviving, but having everything that he had from before, then he's probably the size of like a small three-story building or four-story building. It's like a King Kong.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. King Kong orcs.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Have you guys seen the new Rampage movie that's gonna come out? That's cool, because we played that game a lot.
Yeah, Rampage was like... I remember going to sleepovers and playing Rampage, and I'd always pick that lizard thing.
Yeah. When we're gonna get the lizard thing. That's the lizard thing, the wolf thing. I don't like the wolf, though. The wolf looks really, really skinny.
I like that they made the gorilla, the ape, white, like albino.
Yeah. Was he supposed to be?
I don't remember it being albino. It might have been like a different skin, but...
They just wanted to like differentiate it from King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
That way when they sell the toys, they're like, this one's white, so this one is... what was it, George? Was his name George?
I think so. I think that's what The Rock was saying.
Yeah.
Yes, The Rock is in that one too.
Yes.
What isn't he in?
He's in everything.
I saw Jumanji though. That was a good movie.
Jumanji's good.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be that funny. Jack Black stole the movie.
How did Jack Black get famous? I was thinking about this when I watched that movie.
Wasn't it School of Rock, or was he all famous before that?
I think he was famous before that. Comment down below what movie was the first movie that you guys watched Jack Black in.
Nacho Libre.
That didn't make him famous. Anyways, next question.
This one's by Dawn of War 234, or DOW 234. Why do Imperium ships look like a man's unit? Or, by Nixon's, a man's gizmo? So why are they phallically shaped?
Well, this is with everything. It's just the natural... it's, what is it called? Where when something goes fast, or something that's supposed to like resemble something going fast.
Oh, like slipstream and aerodynamics.
Yeah, it's aerodynamic. That's what I was looking for. So it's just the natural, it's just a phallic shape is aerodynamic. That's why.
And there's a reason why it's shaped that way. Go learn your health classes. They'll talk about that there.
So you can go faster.
Yeah.
Like Woody Woodpecker, but opposite.
Just paint it red. It'll go fast.
Yeah. Next question comes from Mandalore the Hunter. Yo fam, do you think the Lion will forgive his fallen angels? And if so, what do you think the current Dark Angels will do or think?
That is a question I've been thinking of for a while, ever since the rumors saying that the Lion was going to come out. So if the Lion did come out and he was like, all these guys that you guys think are chaos are actually good, that was going to throw everything, like, you don't know what's good, what's bad. If the remaining Dark Angels side with him, but if Gilliman says, no, they're traitors, why are you allying with them? It's just going to cause like a little mini civil war. And in my opinion, I think he would forgive them. Because they're secretly trying to do the right thing. At least that's what I think. And if the lion did come back, and he's like, no, these guys know the truth. You've been hunting them, you've been killing them, but they're not, they're not chaos. Then I think there's going to be a lot of black and white going on. Like there's no good guys, bad guys. It's all gray.
Yeah, the way I see GW doing things like what they did with Gilliman and the Ultramarines and all his successor chapters is they're gonna touch on it, but they're not actually gonna give you an answer. Because like the big question with Gilliman is like, well, are all his successor chapters gonna like now follow him? And it was never really answered. Like,
I mean, it's kind of assumed, yeah, but
well, because like when he embarked on the the second Terran Crusade. Not all his successor chapters followed him. Same thing with the Indominus Crusade. Like the Indominus Crusade wasn't like that big until they got to, I think I want to say Catachan. I think it's once they got to Catachan, that's when it was like the biggest. But initially, his successor chapters did not follow him, and I think the reason that GW does that kind of stuff is to like, if there's lore that's already built by the player, they want to leave it alone.
That's true.
So like if you have a chapter that talks about the fallen angels somehow, they want to leave that alone. So like they'll give like a very brief like, maybe he forgave him, maybe he didn't.
Like maybe he had like a secret meeting and then they came out and did their own thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what's gonna end up happening. Good question though. Next question.
Jonathan Mutley. How do bolter weapons work, since they are described as being way more powerful than our current standard modern weaponry? Do they use gunpowder or something much more potent?
Oh, okay.
So, like the firing mechanism? Is that what you're asking? Or the actual like round, like bullet, so to speak? Well, if we're talking about the bullet, bolters are, think of them like they're like a fist-sized bullet that when they hit something, they explode, sending shrapnel all over the place.
So it's like a shotgun, but not until it hits you.
Right, kind of like it's shooting grenades at you.
Yeah. So it's more of a grenade launcher then.
Kinda, yeah.
And in terms of power or packing a more powerful punch, who knows? I don't think they ever answer if it's gunpowder or not.
Yeah, I would assume not, because gunpowder seems very primitive, seeing as how gunpowder was around like way back when, and like we're now in 40k, so.
Yeah.
We'll do we're gonna do a 40 facts on the weaponry of all these things, so we'll get to it.
Next question.
This is by Hans Jansen. Would it not be viable for orcs and Tyranids to live together? Orcs would provide constant genetic matter, and Tyranids would provide the orcs with their thirst for battle.
Is that it?
That's it.
Yes, there is actually. It would be really interesting, and it would be really. It would just make sense if they did put that into the lore, because there is a species of ant. I watch Ants Canada on YouTube. You should check out that YouTube channel. The guy, he puts out videos pretty frequently, and they're just really entertaining. And you wouldn't think like looking at ants is entertaining. He makes it entertaining. Because he like, there was one where a cockroach was giving birth and the ants ate the cockroach babies. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, there's a species of ants that what they do is they raise a type of insect that when rubbed secretes juice that the ants feed off of. So in other words, like they're ranchers. The ants are herding animals, and they're just like, you know, people in terms of having livestock. So the Tyranids would do something similar to that, where they would get a population of orcs and somehow keep it in the hive ship, and then just like rub them every time they want something sweet, or no, like fight them, so that kind of like what Korn is doing with Tusker. It's like he's training his generals to fight the orc. The Tyranids would train, or the hive mind would train its Tyranids to better adapt to aggressive fighting like the orcs.
Right.
The only drawback to that would be that at some point, I'm pretty sure the orcs would. Oh, and also like nutrition, because the orc spores would just be eaten up. But at some point, I'm pretty sure that the orc spores or the orc population would get out of hand, and they would like not be able to be consumed quick enough. And yeah, but yeah. ants rubbing on smaller insects. Those were the questions for this week.
I'm gonna have nightmares now. Have little like farmer ants.
Check out Ants Canada. It's really cool.
Like ants, the country Canada.
No. The YouTube channel is called Ants Canada.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, go check it out, guys. Anyway, that was our. I don't even know how to end this. That was our 40. No, this ain't even 40 facts.
This was for the Greater War. So
yeah.
if you guys want to get your question answered, comment down below. Don't forget to check out the YouTube videos that we have had before, because we do more Greater Wars. And support us on Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. And right now we're gonna have a creepypasta this week.
Ooh.
I've been teasing it every video, but whatever.
Teasing it.
Yes.
I'm gonna go rub some ants. Hopefully they get juices. No, it's not the ants that give out juice.
Yeah, and that's not the ants. It's
my brain is just.
inside.
All right, Sound Alchemist.
Gershwin.
We're out of here.